Good afternoon, everybody. We're going to get started now. Welcome, everybody, to LA2M. It is a beautiful Wednesday afternoon, the second Wednesday of the month, which means we are here at LA2M at Conner O'Neill. So welcome. I know we have a handful of people who are here for their very first time. You can raise your hand if you are here for the first time. Great, awesome. Thank you for being here. We're so happy you're here. LA2M continues to grow because of new people coming in, and we appreciate that. We're so happy that you're here. If you're coming back for the first time, you haven't been here in a while, welcome back. And we appreciate the regulars that are here each month. We are here on the second Wednesday of every month. We do take July and August off, so we will have a little summer vacation ourselves. So we've got today's presentation and next month's presentation before we take our summer break. So hopefully come on back again next month. I know you're going to love today's presentation. It's going to be an awesome talk. LA2M is a nonprofit organization. We are in our 9th year, and we are in the business of sharing marketing ideas. We love to bring people together that are in marketing, whether you're at an agency, whether you're freelance, whether you're a small business owner. Maybe you're doing your own thing, transitioning to something new. You may wear multiple hats, and you may be asked in your job to do marketing, and you may be asked to do digital marketing, or you may ask to be doing things that you've not done before. This is the arena where we try to come together and share ideas, topics, tricks, things like that will help you in your endeavors, whether you're doing it for yourself, whether you're doing it for your company. We love when people come and they bring their clients with them, especially if you're in the middle of a project that you're working on. Maybe you're doing an integrated marketing project, and today's topic would be perfect to hear about that. Maybe it's about telling your story. There's so many topics in marketing that are out there, and we love to try to capture a lot of those and bring them to you and share them with you and have you guys share back with us. So welcome, we're glad you're here. LA2M started, like I said, 9 years ago as a very small group of people getting together and share marketing ideas. And we've continued to grow, and we continue to grow. So we're here each month, and we bring in great speakers. Those speakers are videotaped, and those presentations are on our website as well. Roger Rail is here and volunteers his time to put together a video of today's presentation, and then gets loaded up to our website. So you can take a look at previous talks once you see today's, and today's topic will be on there next week. So if you want to go back and look at it when you miss something great, I want you paying attention. Maybe you missed something and taking your notes, and you can go back and watch the video again. So we appreciate Roger putting his time together here. Our entire board of directors are volunteers. Carter Sherline is here from Frog Print Studios and does our photography and posts it to our social media sites. So we appreciate that. We do have one employee, Stacy Collick. She is the LA2M manager, and she is the one who puts together the presentations for today, arranges the speakers, makes sure everything. She's going to send out all the emails to you guys. If you are not on our email address, please give me your business card before you leave, and I'll make sure to add you to the future mailing list. We have about 2,100 qualified marketing professionals in that list. It's a great list. We don't send out junk emails. It's just emails related to our programming. So if you'd like to be a part of that, please give me your card before you leave, and I'll make sure to get you on. LA2M is successful for a couple reasons. One, people like you coming here and sitting in the seats and seeing the presentations. Another aspect of our success is from our sponsors. We are very fortunate to have corporate sponsorship for LA2M. I know a couple of them are here. I'm going to ask them actually to come up and speak. Corey Dunham from, sorry, I do this every time to you, Corey, from BDB Digital Marketing. Is one of our corporate sponsors. I'm going to ask Corey to come on up here and just talk for a minute and to tell you a little bit about what they do.
Hi, good morning. My name is Corey from BBB Digital Marketing, and we basically help companies and organizations that are struggling or frustrated with their web development and their marketing projects. A lot of times you may have somebody who's managing your marketing for a company, but they don't have all the resources, the time, and they're probably wearing a lot of different hats. So that's something where we can be a good resource for them. It's like a marketing extension of what they're already doing. They're giving them ideas. We can help them out. We can consult. So that's a good referral for us, and that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Corey, so much. Corey has some brochures and his business card on the back table. So if you'd like some additional information, I know he'll probably stick around for a few minutes after the meeting today if you want to grab his ear and maybe exchange business cards with him. I'm sure he would appreciate that. Another corporate sponsor of ours is 3.7 Designs. Ross is here. Ross, I don't mean to put you on the spot, but I saw you just walk in, so would you mind coming up and tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah.
I wasn't prepared for this.
Put you on the spot. You'll manage.
I'm with 3.7 Designs. We're a design firm here in Ann Arbor, and we help brands connect with their audience and convert them into customers using design and digital. We also specialize in the WordPress platform, so if you have a WordPress website or are thinking about using WordPress, certainly connect with us, we can help you out. We also host the local WordPress Ann Arbor meetup, which is free, and it's the last Wednesday of the month. If you just Google WordPress Ann Arbor, you can find out more about it. Thanks.
Thank you, Ross. We appreciate it. Ross is also one of those original 4 or 5 guys that started getting together many years ago to share marketing ideas. So Ross is actually one of the founding fathers of LA2M. So thank you, and he continues to stay involved and continues to support the organization. So we appreciate that. We also have the University of Michigan Credit Union as one of our corporate sponsors. Do I have someone here from the credit union? You didn't see anybody come in, so I'd love to tell you more about it, but I keep asking them to come and speak, and they say they're going to. But they're a corporate sponsor, and we appreciate that. So if you have credit union needs, I'm sure the University of Michigan Credit Union would be happy to speak to you. Mention LA2M if you do. So that's about it from the organization. Little bit of just real quick housekeeping. If you want to order lunch, the menus are on the table. Staff is coming around. Lunch is on your own. There's great food here, so the staff at Connor Neal's are wonderful. So if you got to get out of here, let them know right away. They'll take care of your bill and make sure to get you out of here so that we don't delay you. We will finish right at 1 o'clock today. So at 1 o'clock we'll be done. We don't have to hurry out of here. We do have the room, so if you want to network a little bit afterwards, and the best way to do that is the last 10 or 15 minutes of today's presentation, we take time to pass the microphone around. And everyone has the opportunity to stand up and introduce themselves, tell us who you are, who you work for, and if you have a quick ask or need. Just kind of listen as the microphone goes around the room. There'll be some people here that you might want to meet and connect with. And that's a great time to do that is afterwards. You can do a little bit of networking, connect. Another goal of LA2M is to connect businesses together. So we hope through some networking that you guys will connect and be able to do business together, help each other, and hopefully with what you hear today, be able to take that back to your workplace and put some of those things to work for you. As I said earlier, we've had great speakers, and that continues again this month. We are very fortunate. We have, and I will not do it as beautifully and eloquently as she does, but we have Luisa Puentes.
Perfect.
Perfect. Look at that, huh? Not bad for a Polish guy speaking Spanish. From the Ann Arbor Art Center. And along with her is one of our LA2M veterans who has spoken here, as he told me, more times than he can remember. And I know I've seen at least a handful. I know one hand for sure. But Sean Hickey from PWB is here, and we appreciate Sean being here.
And I realized after we had that conversation, I was at the very first LA2M meeting in the basement of Phenology.
Look at that, the very first. So
I am that old.
This is like Game of Thrones stuff. He's from one of the originals. We're in season 7 now, so
Off with your head then.
keep in my head. As long as you can bring me dragons, we're good. I hope someone here is a Game of Thrones fan and understand what I just said. But anyway, so Luisa and Sean are going to talk to you about integrated marketing. They have a great story to tell. I don't want to take any more of their time. They're going to speak for about 30 minutes. Might have some time for Q&A at the end. I'm sure if in the middle of something you have a question, I'm sure if you raise your hand, they would probably listen to you for a second. But try to save your questions towards the end. And before we finish up, hopefully we'll do some Q&A. So if you would not mind, please put your hands together. Welcome Luisa and Sean.
My name is Luisa Puentes, as Tim said.
Just like I said.
Just like you said it. I'm the Director of Marketing of the Ann Arbor Art Center. I've been working in digital marketing for over 10 years. I'm originally from Bogota, Colombia, where I ran a digital marketing agency, and I helped small businesses of all industries just get better with their digital marketing. So I have experience in SEO, SEM, social media, you name it. So today we want to tell you a little bit of the story, the marketing story of the Ann Arbor Art Center. So are you all familiar with the Art Center?
Yes.
Yes? Have you all been to the Art Center?
Yes.
Yes? Awesome, great to hear. Okay, so the Art Center is one of the oldest organizations in Michigan. We've been, the arts organizations in Michigan. We've been here since 1909, and in downtown Ann Arbor since 1975. Everything that we do falls under three main priorities. So the first one is we bring quality arts education and arts experiences for everyone. Arts education is one of the pillars of our mission. It's very important for us. We offer classes of all mediums for everyone, for kids, teens, and adults. No matter your background or your skill level, we have the classes for you. So we have ceramics, painting, drawing, wheel throwing, digital art. We have a super cool program where we offer Photoshop classes and design classes. That's a very cool program. Jewelry and metalsmithing. We have a jewelry studio, a metalsmithing studio, which is amazing, one of the only ones here in Ann Arbor. We offer summer camps during Ann Arbor school breaks, summer camp, spring camp, winter camp. And art experiences are not just education. We offer art experiences through exhibitions. We have an awesome exhibitions program. We have exhibitions all throughout the year. We offer 8 to 12 exhibitions throughout the year. They're open to the public. You can just come into the Art Center at any time to the second floor, 117 Gallery, and you're going to see an awesome art exhibition. We also have very cool events throughout the year. I'm not sure if you know that. If you go to our events calendar on the website, you'll see we have happy hours, opening receptions for every one of our exhibitions that they turn into great parties. We have partnerships with local bar, with Alley Bar, and then we do something called Straight Up, which is an art pop-up. We do it monthly with emerging artists. We also have free workshops for families, for everyone who wants to just come, do an art project, have fun with your friends and family, and just go home with an awesome project. Here's some family cardboard challenge. So our second priority is that we provide a voice and a place for artists. One of the biggest challenges that artists have is, where do I sell my art? Where do I exhibit? Where do I express my voice as an artist? So we are that hub in the community for artists. We do it, like I mentioned, with our exhibitions gallery, so they can exhibit their work, they can teach classes, they can sell their work in our 117 Gallery shop. It's an awesome shop. It's on the first floor of the Art Center. If you haven't bought your mom a present, then please, from here, go there. We have that present that your mom will love. And we also offer free business development workshops for artists every month in partnership with the Ann Arbor District Library. We give them workshops and we just help them develop their business as artists. Our third priority is that we are a conduit for art in Ann Arbor. So all the wonderful art things that we do not stay within our building. We have partnerships with the community to facilitate the art selection for highly visible art installations. We do that through murals, and you'll soon be seeing a Stadium Boulevard beautiful mural that we helped with. We curate exhibitions at City Hall, and also you'll be seeing artwork on manhole covers throughout the city that we also help facilitate the artwork for, so that's pretty cool. So these are just the main three priorities that we do. Within these, we do a gazillion million other things. And by doing all that, we run with a lot of challenges.
Yeah.
Sean has a little bit of a story about that.
So my involvement with the Art Center started 7.5 years ago when I was recruited to join the board. And I was recruited to be the token marketing guy in with a bunch of bankers and lawyers. So that was cool. But I spent 7 years on the board, both as board member, chair of the marketing committee, and eventually as vice chair of the organization. And what I saw when I got to the organization was an organization that had really great brand awareness. You know, you all said, oh yeah, I've heard of the Art Center. And when I informally polled my friends, they all said that too. What I found as I talked to people more, though, was that there wasn't great brand association. People didn't really know, well, what are all the things that happen at the Art Center? Their experience was, well, I've shopped in the gallery once, or I took a class there, or my kids go to creativity camp. But they didn't realize all these things that Luisa's just talked about. So I think that was one of the original challenges that I saw coming in as an outsider. But the other was the Art Center is a creative place. and you have a bunch of creative people. And what happens when you put a bunch of creative people together in a room?
Chaos.
Yep. Marie Klopp, the CEO, and I had a conversation where she referred to, I need to get all the kittens back in the box. And that was a real problem for the Art Center. It was shiny penny. It was bright idea of the day. And as a result, there was no brand consistency. And so, and we were in a time of a lot of transition at that point anyway, with really kind of making the leap to the next generation of organization. And about that time was when I felt like, okay, marketing's really starting to become a priority. And in conversations with Marie, we realized that marketing could do things that, I don't know, drove revenue. There's a cool idea. Because nonprofit is a tax status. At the end of the day, you still got to run a business that's sustainable and that can stay in business down the line. So we started looking for some top-notch marketing talent. Fortunately, we found some. So how many of you are involved in a nonprofit, either, let's say, as an employee? Okay. How about volunteers, boards of directors, that kind of stuff? So you want to listen to her. I've volunteered with a lot of nonprofits. I've worked with a lot of organizations. A lot of them don't do marketing very well. And a lot of them really struggle with this. Luisa's got a model for this, and she's brought a discipline to the organization that it desperately needed. And she got the kittens back in the box. You know, sometimes we had to tweak some kitten ears, but it worked out
We still
okay.
tweak, but yeah. And that's why I bring Sean everywhere I go.
Yeah, I'm the kitten ear tweaker sometimes.
Yes.
That doesn't sound nice, does it?
So basically, this pretty much sums up what we were doing with marketing, 5 years ago before. So
Actually, we weren't even close to that.
yeah,
I don't think the arrows would be even on the screen.
we were trying, and for example, we knew that we needed to have a Facebook page, so we opened a Facebook page. And then 5 different people, different creative people in the organization, they all had access to it. So they would post whenever they wanted to. And if one of them had an idea, they would post it. Oh, I think this is super funny, and they would post it. But there were no consistency. Same Twitter. Twitter sounds good. We should have a Twitter account. No consistency. Instagram, we had 1 or 2 followers, probably someone's mom at the Art Center, for a couple of years. Again, 0 consistency. We had a website that looked like it was built in 1942.
Which I think it roughly was.
Kinda.
The Smithsonian took it. We donated it when we were done with
Yes,
it. Yeah,
exactly.
it's cool.
And it did things like, we are a visual arts organization. It did things like grabbing a little tiny photo and expanding it so it fit the homepage. So, big no-no. Let's not do that. So we had 3 main goals. Increasing registrations. As I told you before, one of our biggest missions at the Art Center is to teach classes, to provide an arts education to the community. But our classes were empty. We were not filling the classes. We were canceling a lot of classes. So that was one of our biggest goals. Increasing event attendance. We have such a wonderful creative team of people that come up with awesome events. They're really amazing. And then with little promotion, not knowing what you're doing, then people just don't show up. And yeah, so that was one of our big goals. And attracting artists. We have an amazing exhibitions program. We have an amazing shop. We need great teachers and great artists to teach our classes. So we need to attract top-notch talent. So that was another one of our goals. So the overall strategy was to get Ann Arbor and the communities around us to trust us, to like us, and to get visibility.
And to take a step back from that, the meta strategy was to have a strategy, which was a bit of a problem before also. So one of the disciplines that Luisa brought was really kind of helping us to figure out, okay, who are we trying to talk to, and how do we do that in a disciplined way, and as opposed to this kind of scattered model. So yeah, those 2 words are really, really powerful. Those 2 words are a big part of what made the difference.
Correct. So we did this through a combination of marketing tactics, through integrated marketing, which is a combination of marketing tactics that deliver this strategy. So first of all, we needed to know who we were talking to. We needed to know who our target audiences were. And I think I've mentioned, 10 different things that we do, and if you think about it, they're all aimed at completely different people. So we kind of needed to identify those audiences. And these are just a couple of those audiences. But we really did our research. We researched past data, who took our classes, who came to our events, who did our exhibitions, and we just started creating our personas.
And I think this is an important area because as you think about those three objectives that Luisa put up there initially of what the organization's got to do, and for me as a career marketer, I start looking at those things and start thinking about brand personas, and man, we got to talk to a lot of people. And what the 65-year-old major donor cares about versus what the 30-year-old mom who's got kids in creativity camp thinks about, that's a whole other universe. And then you've got an issue of, okay, your donor base, like many nonprofits, is aging. How do you get to those younger people? And marketing's all about targeting. It's about delivering the right message to the right people. And if you don't know who the right people are, that's very hard to do.
Yes, exactly. So we need to create strategic messaging for each and every one of these audiences. And this is like a very basic messaging that we created. We want people to learn art, exhibit art, shop art, create art, see art. But then how do we deliver these strategic messagings to the correct people and nail it? So we have 4 main tactics that we use at the Art Center: controlled, earned, shared, and paid. So our control tactics, things that we can control that come from us, our website, our blog, our email. So I'm going to share with you just some basic core practices that we have for each of these tactics. First, on the website I mentioned before, we had a very, very old, terrible website. We were trying to get everything that we did clustered in that homepage, so it was just very confusing. And then we went to WordPress, so I'm glad that you're here. Yes, we went to WordPress. We're big WordPress fans. And then one of the main core things that we did with the website, we wanted to be clean design. Do not cluster things. Just select. And we have many voices at the Art Center. Everyone wants to be on the homepage, so you just have to have a strong voice and decide what are the priorities, what are we going to show on the website. It needs to be user-friendly. Again, when you are developing a website or any creative design project, you have a lot of voices. We have our CEO who wants one thing. We have the heads of the departments, and they all want different things. But really, 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 when you design a website, you want to think of the user. That's all that matters. So we did certain things like usability tests. We just went around town, we talked to people, we talked obviously to the staff, to the family of the staff, to friends, and we gave them specific tasks that they would have to do on the website. So I asked my husband, okay, sit down, try to register for a painting class. Go, from the homepage. And I just stood behind him and see how long it took him. Was it difficult? Was he confused? And we came across with some surprises at the beginning. People were not finding things. The main menu wasn't clear. So I think that's the best way of deciding how your website is going to go.
Now, did he get a beer while he did that?
Oh, okay. So one thing that's funny that we were talking about last week is that your website should be so easy to use that even a drunk person could use it. And actually, there's a very cool website called theuserisdrunk.com. And then this is an expert in usability. This is like a real, actual expert guy. But if you pay him $100, he will get drunk and do and just check out your website and do usability testing on your website. And it's also,
think about it, it's not a bad way to do it.
It's not a bad way. He's so smart. It's awesome because he's actually an expert. It's not like a random guy. And if you see, at first I thought it was a joke. When I started seeing his reports, they were awesome. They really give you clues about what's wrong with your website. So it's really good. If you want to use usability, I recommend this guy. And if you pay like $15 more, his mom will do usability testing on your website. That's pretty cool. Another really important core practice for the website, useful search engine optimized content. Whenever you're going to put a page on that website, think SEO. I know that everything that we read about SEO is think of the user, don't think of the robots. Well, keep them in mind. Think about the robots just a little bit. Create original content, yes, make people trust you, make people like the content that you're writing, but do your research first. If you're going to use a keyword for your page, don't just use art classes. Maybe use where can I find art classes in Ann Arbor? Just have that in the page and do some on-site optimization. And that will get you at the top of ratings. So you always really have to think of the robots. Make it trackable. What I mean by trackable is that you have to make your website work for you even when you're sleeping. And this means put all your retargeting codes in your website. Your Facebook code, your Google AdWords code, have those in your pages so that website is always working for you. It's always analyzing who's clicking, who's coming in, and then you can do awesome things and play and have fun with all their marketing. Responsive, make sure your website, you can use it on your phones perfectly. And just keep it fresh. We go to our website every single day and we update it. We make sure that if an event happened yesterday and if you go to the page today, then that event is not there. That whenever you go to the page, it's current information, fresh information. It's always changing, so people always want to come back. Yeah.
Well, and I think another thing to think about with your website, and this is something that we recognized really early on in this process, was that the website was the hub of all these marketing efforts.
Mm-hmm.
So everything that Luisa's going to talk about in a minute, you know, it's for more information, go to the website. Well, if you go to the website and it's not there or you can't find it, it doesn't really matter. So that was really, I mean, that was your real first challenge. And I remember having some difficult WordPress moments.
Yes. Little sleep, very little sleep.
Eventually it all got prepared you for motherhood, I think. So.
Exactly.
But I really think that's a really core thing to think about is you can put a lot of effort into a lot of other things, but if your website's not well done and well executed, it's wasted money.
Correct. So something else that you can control and that I just love is email marketing. So the money is in the list. Work on your lists. We treat our list like a baby. We protect it. We take care of it. I'm very, very jealous and protective of my our email list, not my email list.
No, I think you won't. And even, I don't know if you find this, but I find that I take unsubscribes really personally.
Oh yeah, me too.
Somebody unsubscribes and I'm like, oh man.
It hurts.
Fail.
It hurts, yeah, I know it does hurt. So we've been working on our email list slowly and steady. We're very respectful. We never buy a database. Please don't ever buy a database. Just make sure that whoever is on your email list wants to be on your email list. And then be very clear. You're on our email list. If you want to unsubscribe, it's going to hurt my feelings, but you can unsubscribe at any time. The second thing, don't be annoying. Don't send a gazillion emails. We, for example, just send one email per week. That's it. And then we tell people this. When we ask them for their emails, nowadays people get so much spam that immediately they're like, I don't want to give you my email. But then we promise it's just going to be one email per week. The information is awesome. And if you get bored and want to unsubscribe, you can always do it. The button is right there. So just be very honest. One of the tips to not be annoying is to segment. So if we have a lot of things going on in one particular week, we have a fundraiser, an event, where people are going to go out and drink and raise money for the Arts Center. And then we have a week of camps. We want to send out that information on the same week because it's happening at the same time, but we have our audiences within our email list. We have our audience of moms who we know that want to register their kids, and we have our audiences of people who just like to drink.
Drink and look at art. Let's
drink and look at art. Yes, exactly.
By the way, the events, the exhibitions, and the gallery openings are really a lot of fun. If you're looking for something cool to do in Ann Arbor, they're a blast.
Exactly. And in our events, we have a calendar on our website, and you can see all the events that are coming up. And they're awesome. Our opening receptions are really fun. They just become parties where you just go upstairs, you meet some creative, awesome people. You see an amazing show, really thought-provoking exhibitions. And then you can have a beer, you can have some appetizers. They're really cool. We have one this Saturday.
You can buy some art.
You can buy some art, yes. So segment your lists. Just the people who you know are gonna like specific things about your organization or your company, just make sure you separate them. So when you talk to them about what they want to hear. And then your click-through rate is gonna go up high, so much more. A/B testing. We test a ton with our emails, even simple things like subject lines, design of the email, opening times. Sometimes I see a design and my super keen marketing instincts tell me this is the way to go. But then we test, and my way gets 20% less clicks. So data kills opinions. So yeah. And
what your E stands for?
A/B testing. You test example A versus example B. Yeah.
Very good.
So you send out. We work with MailChimp, and then in MailChimp it makes it really easy. So you have the same email, and if you want to test your subject line, you send the same email with 2 different subject lines, and then you decide if you want to send it to 50% of your email list. You try one, and in 4 hours, they send it to 50% of your list, and then the email that did the best, that got more clicks and more opens, then they send the other 50% that winning email. And then they give you that report, and you start learning from what you're doing. If you think my subject lines are amazing, but then you start testing, it just makes you get to know your audience, get to know what they like, and you're just gonna keep improving and improving.
Thank you.
So always building. Everything that we do at the Art Center, we're thinking of the baby. We're thinking of our list. We have social media working for us constantly. We have a Facebook ad that's going out constantly, all the time, all year long, asking people to get into our list. And we get people all the time while we're sleeping, so it's awesome. Whenever we have events, we have someone that asks people to physically get into our email list, and they do. We have forms all over the building so people can just sign into our email list. And that's the way to grow it. And we know that if they are signing in, they want to hear from us. So it's very satisfying to know that we're sending information about us to people that want to hear about us. Track and remarket. So always go back to the reports. When you send an email, go back and see how many people clicked, what did they click on, who's interested in what. And then, for example, if we send an email with classes, and we have a lot of categories of classes. So we have ceramics classes, jewelry classes, painting classes, and classes for kids. Then we can track who clicked on which button, and then we can grab, 200 people clicked on the ceramics button. So we know that these 200 people are interested in ceramics classes more than the other classes. So whenever we have a new batch of ceramics classes, boop, we just send them to this list who we know we're interested in that. And then really the return investment is right away. They just signed up right away. So it's really good to just work on your email list. It pays off. Okay, so earned tactics. SEO. And Sean and I had an interesting conversation about this. He was like, earned? And then he thought for a second, so like, oh yeah, earned.
Yeah.
I mean, you want to control your SEO, but that's not true. Google controls your SEO. And the quality of what you do controls SEO. So if you're really ranked well, it's because you earned it. So I would say that our core practices for that are, 1, research before writing something and putting it on your website. Go back and see what are people searching for, and try to answer those questions with your content on your website. So, for example, when we were building the website, we had all of our classes. Again, we had painting classes, so we are very well ranked. We're on the first page of Google for painting classes in Ann Arbor, drawing classes in Ann Arbor, classes for kids in Ann Arbor. Great. But we found that people were searching for classes for beginners. We don't have a specific class that's called classes for beginners. All of our classes are for beginners. Any beginner can come to the Art Center and take a class. But we were not ranking for that. So what we did is that we created a specific page optimized for that question that people were asking. Are classes for beginners? And then we just created cool content. I asked around, I asked the director of education, what are people looking for when they were classes for beginners? How can we give them that trust and confidence to come here? So we created cool content, very well optimized, and there are a bunch of rules to optimize it. And now whenever you search art classes for beginners in Arbor, boom, we're at the top, we're at the map, we're the first result there. So those are little tricks. Whatever you want to be up for, just create content.
And this on-site optimization thing, there's another good example. I can't tell you the number of sites that I've seen where some really basic things weren't done. So for example, when Carter downloads all those photos off his camera, that file name of that photo might be DSC000014. Don't just post it like that.
No.
Name it what it actually is.
Add keywords to that
Really
name.
easy to do. Yeah, add some keywords, add alt tags, do all of those things. But I can't tell you the number of sites I've been to where I'm like, yeah, I spent a long time as a photographer, and I know that's how Nikon names its files. Not a good idea.
And then whenever, up to this day, when you go to websites and maybe you download a page, an image, and you see that it's not optimized, well, I think poorly of them. Just name your keywords. And it's funny because at the Art Center, some people at the Art Center helped me upload images to the website. So I have told them, please use keywords, optimize the images, never, ever, ever upload an image that has that DC123 name. Just name it what it is. And there's a funny person at the Art Center that I know, Kate, I know when she uploads an image because she uses a lot of keywords. If it's a painting class, she's painting. I want painting. I like painting. Painting with red. Red color. Blue color red. What can I paint with green? So I know, yeah, she's very good. She really listened. So make sure to use your alt tags always for images. That little line that says alt tag, just copy the name of the image to the alt tag because. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, so just do that. Okay, so PR media, build a good list, go online, stalk the writers that you want to have on your side, that you want them to be talking about you, and just send them your information. Writers look for content always, so provide good content and they will write about you. And going back to that, if you provide good content, they write about you, they're going to link your site, good for SEO too.
And this was an area that Luisa really excelled in with us, was not only building the list and doing outbound PR, which lots of people are doing, but actually building some expertise so that editors who were working on stories would say, this is an art-related thing. I should probably call the Art Center and see what they have to say on this. So we found people coming to us instead of us always having to go to them. And that makes a huge difference when you establish yourself as a decision maker, as a knowledge resource in those particular areas. And that really was a game changer for us because we'd always send out press releases and they got picked up some.
Yeah.
But over time it became people calling her instead of us.
Yeah, and one of the things was that last one, have good SEO. If they're researching for something, they're researching for Art Center in Arbor, I want to make a list, what are the coolest places in the United States for art? And then boom, we're at the top, they're going to call us and they're going to want to talk about us. Recently there was a very cool article about the best places to live in the US. Ann Arbor was number one, and then that photo of that article was the Ann Arbor Art Center. So that was very cool. Influencers at the Art Center, we don't have a particular paid influencers program. We do it organically. Whenever we have an exhibition, we just make it very easy for the artists of that exhibition to talk about us. So we just send them the banners, the hashtags, all the information that we want them to talk about. And then they get excited because it's their name there, and then they just talk about us. So it's not just us talking about the exhibition. We have 20, 30 artists talking about it too, sharing it with their friends. So we have that influencing people talking about us. Also, community partners. Oh, another cool tip about that. If you have a free sample, if you can share someone with a writer that you want, a blogger that you want, just do it and ask them to talk about you. We wanted a mommy blogger that got a lot of good traffic. So we just said, hey, what if we give you a week of camp and you talk about us in your blog? That was 2 years ago. So we did that. She wrote a blog post about us, and then it's still popping up in Google today. So when parents are researching for camps in Ann Arbor, they're going to see a lot about us. But if they see something coming from an actual mom, they're going to trust that more, and that's going to make them register their kids. So share, social media. One of our core things is be organized. We have an editorial calendar. We go by it religiously. We know what we're going to post in every platform weeks in advance. And then we make sure that we adapt to every platform. Whatever goes on, even if you're promoting the same event or the same message, the same product or service, it's not the same that you posted in Facebook or on Twitter or on Instagram, on YouTube. Just in Facebook, maybe you can do a banner with words and movement. In Instagram, people want to see a beautiful photo. So we just make sure that we adapt to each platform.
I think the other thing that's important here that Luisa's probably not giving herself enough credit for is to not try to do everything well all at once. Pick a platform that you think is going to resonate with your target audience. Ours started really with Facebook. It transitioned to Instagram pretty quickly because obviously it's a visual organization. Yeah. But Luisa got us really running well in Facebook and then said, okay, we got that machine working. Now we're going to go on to Instagram and we're going to start to build that presence too. As opposed to these people that you say, okay, I'm going to sign up for every single social media channel in the known universe, including Alignable, which I don't even know what the heck that thing does, and I'm still on it. You get people that go and do that, and then they don't do any of them very well. Pick one, do it really, really well. And when you feel like you got that down, then you can add another one.
Exactly. Some people have told me that, why are we not on Snapchat? I hear a lot about Snapchat. Our audience is not on Snapchat, so we're not going to devote time to be on Snapchat right now. Maybe in the future, but we would just want to get awesome here where we know our people really are.
Yeah, actually going to Tinder next, right? Maybe not.
Maybe not. Quality media, 5 minutes, so short. Quality media, make sure your photos, your videos are high quality, no pixelated big images. But even if as a visual arts organization, we focus on function over form. The image can be absolutely beautiful, but if it's not working, if it's not getting clicks, switch it. Maybe to an image that's not as beautiful. We've had examples of things that had happened like that. I'm not a designer. I designed my banner, so-so, but it was getting really good results. But then our designer said, no, Luisa, you have to change it for this beautiful post. We switched it. It wasn't getting good results, so we just switched it back. So always function of results over form. And something that I like to call the shotgun approach. Whenever we want to promote something, we shoot it everywhere. We just send it everywhere. If it's doing well, we put a little bit of money behind it. And then that landing page that people are going to, we save that audience. We know they're interested in this. And then, boom, we retarget. The results are awesome when you do that. Last one, Jim. So, paid. So, digital is very easy to measure, but traditional, not so much. And all marketers have that problem. You pay thousands of dollars for an ad in a magazine and a newspaper, and you don't know if it's really, really getting you the bang for the buck. So, we created an awesome, and this was our CEO's Marie's idea. We created an awesome machine. I want to call it the Trackinator, and it has big buttons. And then whenever we have an event, we put the machine at the door and we just ask the question, how did you hear about this event? And each button represents one of the ways that we advertised. Facebook, a magazine, Instagram, whatever. And people love big buttons. So everyone comes, they see them, oh yeah, and they click on it. And that just gives us the information that we want. We know what's working. We know where to put our money behind. So that's a really good, cool thing that we're doing. Target. You can do amazing things with targeting nowadays. You can be a little bit freaky. That's why people are scared nowadays. For example, one thing that we do at the Art Center is that we rent our facilities for private events. So we run an ad, we target people who just get engaged. And instead of telling them, oh, the facilities at the Art Center are beautiful, we tell them, hey, congratulations on your engagement. Do you want to make your wedding unforgettable and have it in a wonderful place? It gets great results. Again, it's kind of freaky. Yeah, we know you could just get engaged, but it gets great results. I recently had a baby, and it's amazing how my whole internet ecosystem became baby ads. And I'm a marketer. I understand exactly why this is happening. but I fall for it every time. If there's an ad for it, my baby's wearing it right now. And then, well, no clicks matter as much as clicks. If people are not clicking on your ads, that's as important as the people who are clicking. Because if people are not clicking, it's not targeted correctly, and then Facebook is going to start seeing you as spam, it's not going to show your ads as much, so you really have to spend your time targeting.
Are any of you in here using the Google for Nonprofits or the Google Grants programs? So they give away some money to qualifying nonprofits. I will warn you, it is an incredibly frustrating experience right now. If you'd like to join me and the other villagers with pitchforks and torches, we could wander on over to Google. But they do have some programs for nonprofits that are worth looking into. Now, it's remnant space. It's not the best thing in the world, but it's free. And free is cool if it's in everyone's
$10,000 they gave you a month. So, yeah, it's really cool.
At $2 per click.
At $2 per click, yes, I know. But it sounds cool when you say 10,000, but yeah. Okay, and retarget. So retargeting is almost as important as targeting. So you know that a customer that already knows you, that knows your brand, that has had an experience with you, is more likely to take action again than getting a new customer. So we are always analyzing and measuring our digital ecosystem. What are people clicking on to make sure that we retarget? So if you go to our website, probably later on you're going to see an ad about our website, about what we do. If you go to our exhibitions page, then probably you're going to see an ad about the newest exhibition that's coming up. Same with classes. So just really make sure you retarget, really make sure you're working on tracking everything. And then some cool results about all of this little story that we just told you about. Nowadays, 75% of our revenue is earned. We have increased our classes registrations by 77%. We have increased our class offerings by 40%. Just in the past 12 months, we've had over 400 people waitlisted for events and classes. We've had over 300% new artists wanting to submit to our exhibitions from all over the country. We've served 1,500 artists in our exhibitions and in our shop. And so we're bursting at the seams, we're doing great, and that's why we just bought a building, because we need more space to reach demand, to meet demand. So stay tuned, because a lot of more awesome things from the Art Center are coming. You gave me like 6 or 7 more minutes.
Yeah, I know, right?
Thank you, I'm sorry.
It's the last one, and then there's 5 more slides.
I'm sorry.
Beautiful.
I get
No.
excited.
Absolutely, and that's what we love about the passion of our speakers is awesome here. And they come here and they're speaking from something that they've actually done. It's hands-on. This isn't some professor standing up here telling you philosophy. They're telling you real live events that they've done. So thank you, both of you. Appreciate your time and your insight to what you shared with us today. We all have these issues with our jobs, whether they're for our personal, for our companies we work with. We all experience these to some degree. So I hope you took something away from today's talk. Again, the video will be posted, usually by the end of the week, but certainly next week it will be up on our website if you'd like to look through this again. We appreciate that. This is the part of LA2M that's one of my favorites, is we will take the next 10 minutes or so and we're going to pass the microphone around the room. Please stand up, introduce yourself, tell us who you are, where you're from, and if you have a real quick ask or need, and we'll pass to the next person. We'll get around this room in less than 10 minutes. If you don't want to, you can just pass the microphone to the next person. We'll start right up here with Dimitri.
Hi everybody, great presentation, thank you. The only thing, I never knew there was a story in there. And I wish the windows had something that talked about it, maybe something like that. But I'm in digital, I'm surprised I'm suggesting this, but I'm Dimitri, I'm from Super Demand, and digital is easy to measure as long as you have the right tags and the right information in place. If you don't, or if you're having trouble showing your full value to your client, or if you want your client to get excited and accept your proposals for the next big thing, that's what I specialize in. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Mary Stashak, and I'm with the RIDE, the Ann Arbor Area Transportation Authority, and I just want to tell you that I'm an influencer now. I've been to one of your classes. It's a girls' night out every Wednesday, and it's an awesome experience to hang out with my friends and do some art and just have a really good time. I've also bought jewelry, and as part of the ride, the partnership that we have with WCC and the Art Center is awesome, and we really appreciated it. So anyway,
Awesome.
Love those quick.
Hi, I'm April Bachmar. I'm with the Ross Group. We represent commercial photographers. We shoot a lot of food, architecture, people looking to make friends with other marketers and PR folks and creative directors.
Hi, I'm Linda Bidlack. Our firm has been in town for 30 years. We design and do illustration and corporate communications primarily for higher education, museums, and some related businesses. A new venture is aviation. We do a lot of work for the various airports around here, including Metro Airport. One of our clients is Yankee Air Museum. We're doing a lot more with fundraising because they're building a multi-million-dollar museum.
Hi everybody, I'm Dennis Hoffman. I've recently joined a company, Triathlon Accounting Professionals, and what they do is, if your senior director of finance, your controller, is going to be gone for a period of time, they provide temps. What am I doing here? I know business development and I'm learning much more about marketing, so I think that's why they brought me on to be part of their team.
Ross Johnson, 3.7 Designs. We help you connect with your customers or connect with your audience and convert them into customers.
Hi, Lindsay Johnson. I'm a web and graphic designer and UX designer at 3.7.
Hi, my name is Hannah Cooley. I'm from Washington County Parks and Recreation, and I do their marketing and IT. So that was a great presentation. Thank you very much for all the information.
Hi, I'm Swati Tyagi. I'm a marketing manager for a B2B tech company called Modelarm. Just in Domino's Farms. And again, thank you so much for the really informative talk.
Hi, I'm Leah McChesney. I do freelance marketing, but today I just want to tell you about an art show that I'm helping to publicize in the West Side neighborhood, Eber White neighborhood. It's next Saturday from 10 to 5. There's about 50 artists, and you can go from artist homes to studios, and we have restaurants and shops offering great things for the day. The 19th. I have a flyer.
it's Art Hop.
Art Hop, West Side Art Hop, yeah.
Hi, my name is Linda Baker. I'm actually a nonprofit.
What's the same height?
Oh, I thought you pushed it away like you're like, oh, too close. Sorry. I'll hurry, Jim. I'm very aware of that.
Oh, no, take your time, please.
Okay, thank you. Anyhow, my name is Linda Baker. I'm a nonprofit business development person. I'm looking for an opportunity. I'm currently looking at something possibly in Ann Arbor and wondered if anybody has any nonprofit contacts that might be looking for business development. That would be helpful. Great presentation. I actually wrote down about 5 people that I'm going to reach out to about things that you have that I was not aware of. And so I appreciate it. Thanks.
Yes.
Hi, that was fantastic. Thank you so much. My name is Bridget. I'm with D&B Strategic Marketing out of Chelsea. We work with Chelsea area festivals and events, Ballet Chelsea, which all of us are really great for, and then also the Clinton Art Center, which is going to be opening on June 1st.
Hi, my name is Laura Walzak. I recently just started at Damien Farrow Design, which is an architecture firm. And so I'm going to be starting their marketing as soon as I figure out everything they do. But this is really great. It gives me a lot of questions to go into a meeting with. So thank you so much, because I have a meeting with my web designer next week. So I'm loaded up with questions now and how to attack it. So I really appreciate it.
Hi, I'm Jason Burbo, and I work at Shaw Products Company, which is a violin mail order company established here in Ann Arbor in 1962. I teach guitar at the Ann Arbor Music Center next to the Fleetwood, and I am on the planning committee for the Ann Arbor Jazz Festival.
Hi, my my name is Danielle Kaiser. I'm fairly new to Ann Arbor. I came here in October for my husband's job and am trying to find out what I want to do for the rest of my life. I left a career in TV news, and I tend to lean towards the marketing stuff now. I'm a storyteller, video production, and I'm just picking up freelance gigs right now, social media marketing, things like that.
My name is Zach Salisbury. I head a lot of the marketing efforts for SCS Image Group in Ann Arbor. We do a lot of custom signage and apparel and promotional items for local businesses and organizations.
Hi, I'm Lauren Ray Hughes, and I was in marketing for about 10 years, and now I am an artist using the Art Center.
Hi, I'm Corey again with BDB Digital Marketing, and I just really wanted to give a shout out to Dimitri. I met with him about a month ago, and if you're in web development and are looking for additional value that you can create for your clients, I would highly recommend talking to him. He's very smart, and he's got a lot of great ideas and things he's doing, so. Oops, I'm sorry.
Hi, I'm Janet Max, and I have my own company. I'm a writer, copy editor, copywriter, I do blog posts and so forth. But I stumbled into something, and my ask is, has anybody here done any work or about helping people who are completely paralyzed with fear about anything electronic or the internet? I picked up a client recently. It was amazing how clueless he was. And I'm actually thinking about starting like a sub-business of tutoring people who are terrified. So I didn't know if anybody's ever had any experience with that, or if you run across people who are like that. I'd love to hear that. Oh, okay, I think I got a button there.
Hi, my name is Sarah Carr. I work at Hook Studios, which is a digital advertising company in Ann Arbor. I guess more importantly, the reason I'm here, I'm a graduate student at Eastern Michigan in integrated marketing communications. And every single class I'm building an integrated marketing plan, so this was awesome to see and a great learning experience.
Hi, my name is Andy Ross, and I make websites and do graphic design to help people market their activities.
Hi, my name is Catherine. I actually work with Luisa at the Art Center. I mostly help out with the social media marketing side, as well as artist interviews and blog posts and some graphic design too.
There you go.
Yeah.
I'm Roger Rail. I do a lot of live streaming, recording of video-worthy events, and also run the Ann Arbor Video Interest Group, which is tonight, a2vig.org. And that's going to be at Carlisle's out in Jackson Road, second Wednesday of every month, a2vig.org.
I'm Carter Sherline, Frogfoot Studios, and I'm a commercial editorial and portrait photographer, which covers almost everything except for weddings. Content for your website, appropriate for portraits hanging on your wall. I sometimes work with the Rosh Group, and if you're a runner, you've probably seen me because I'm greatly sports publications and photographer, or if you're a golf fan, there's most of the pro tournaments around albeit.
And you promised to make me look very tall in the photos.
Thank you, everybody. Again, my name is Jim Musial. I tend to get these meetings started each month. We greatly appreciate everyone being here. Can you please put your hands together one more time for ladies? It's 12:58.
12:58.
I timed this
So I can
out.
talk for
Trust me.
2 more minutes?
No, you cannot talk for 2 more minutes. I've got the microphone. Sorry, Luisa. No, of course, I'll give you back the microphone. Anyone wants to stick around, she's going to do another half hour. Hey, we have one more month in this season before we take a summer break. So next June 13th, the second Wednesday in June, we will be back here. Next month, we have Janelle Reichman, and she is with a company called Be Heard, and she is allegedly a website whisperer. And she will tell you how to fix your website for marketing. So hopefully you can join us back again next month. Again, it's going to be on the 13th, second Wednesday. If you enjoyed today, please come back again with us. Bring a client with you, bring a coworker with you. Bring your mom, it's cool, we'd love to have her here. One thing that I forgot, and you reminded me, I'm sorry, is one thing that LA2M does do is students are free here. So as a student, come see me because I'm going to refund your money for you. So if you are a college student, they are free to come to LA2M. So we encourage our interns that are in intern programs from colleges, both from the University of Michigan, from Eastern Michigan. We have a really great affiliation with both programs, and especially with Eastern, with Bud Gibson, is a huge supporter of LA2M. So please encourage, if you have college students that are in marketing or design, we'd love to have them here each month. So once again, thank you everyone for being here. It is now 1 o'clock and we are now done. So but thank you again for being here. Have a productive day. I'm sure they're going to stick around for a few minutes, so please come up and introduce yourself if you have any questions. Make sure you network, connect, pass cards, and do business together, and we'll see you all again next month. Thanks.
That's funny, I've been meeting on tomorrow.